Hello and welcome to the $1,000 to $1,500 gaming PC build of the month for February 2022. My name is Corey with NewbComputerBuild.com. If you're in the budget for $1,000 to $1,500 for gaming PC, we put these builds together in order to get maximized performance per dollar spent, and that's what you're going to get here. If you've been wanting to build this in this budget range for a while, now is kind of the time. Because there's been quite a few different changes to the hardware lineup here, so we'll get into that in a second. And if you checked out our previous build video on the $1,500 to $2,000 build, it includes the same CPU and motherboard, so you may want to check that out as well if you have more to spend, which I have just posted at the same time that this video comes out. Otherwise, you can visit the site here at NewbComputerBuild.com. So who is this build for? This is kind of that, not quite the highest range build, but it's a high performing build for those that really want to game extreme settings at 1080p, really high FPS, all the way into 2K resolutions with maxed out settings at decent FPS as well. This is kind of for who this build is for. If you want more performance than that, then you might want to check out the next budget range. Or if you have less to spend and you don't really want to max out at 2K resolutions, then you can check out the other one, which is the $800 to $900 gaming PC build of the month. All right, let's get into it. The CPU, as mentioned, the Intel Core i5-12400 comes in at $208.96. This is the one that is switched over and replaced the Ryzen 5600X that previously held this spot. That's because it's a newer CPU that performs better for less. So we have the Ryzen 5600 here that we had previously. As you can see here, this is a Tom's Hardware benchmark suite, benchmarking all games at 1440p. Where were we here? $299 for a 5600X, getting an average 158 FPS. And then here's the 12400, the newer one, at 158 FPS as well, average at 1440p. But then if we go back to 1080p here, you can see that the 12400 gets an average of 154, and then the 5600X gets 151 FPS. So it performs better there. And for less money for the CPU as well. And then if you go into single core and multi-core performance, it also beats out the 5600X as well. Back to the build. We're including the Intel Laminar RM1 cooler. That is the stock cooler with this one, but you could easily switch to an aftermarket cooler in order to maximize the performance of the CPU. Or if you want to get into things like overclocking, I would suggest bumping that cooler up to something different as well. Motherboard here we have is the Asus Prime B660 Plus motherboard at $139.99. The B660 boards are the newer boards that allow us to actually fit this sort of build into this budget range. So that's awesome that those have been recently released as well. Graphics card here is the XFX Speedster Radeon RX 6600 XT for $649.99. And then the memory we have is the Crucial Ballistics 3600 MHz kit for $84.99. Storage is the Crucial P2 500GB NVMe SSD for $55.99. And then the power supply we have here is the EVGA Supernova 650 watt G5 power supply, $75, fully modular. And the case we have is the Fantex Eclipse P300A. I really like this case. It's really sleek and kind of minimalistic. So anyways, this one comes up to $69.99. for a total of $1,275.26 at the start of February 2022. Moving on, if you have some more cash or moolah to spend, you can buy something, some upgrades here, or maybe you want more money, or you have more money in the future and you want to upgrade this particular build. These are some options as well. Like I said, you can get an aftermarket liquid all-in-one cooler, such as this Be Quiet Pure Loop 120, $84.90, and you can throw that in there. Better graphics card for better performance. You can get something like this MSI Gaming GeForce RTX 3070 for $1,170 plus, kind of around that range. Crucial storage, you can upgrade the storage capacity to a Crucial P2 1 terabyte NVMe stick at $94.99, or bump that CPU up to get even more CPU gaming performance with the Core i5-12600K. You will need an aftermarket cooler. One suggestion could be this Be Quiet cooler here, or you can get kind of a cheaper air cooler as well. This one comes out to $295.97. All right, that does it for the $1,000 gaming PC build. $1,000 to $1,500, gaming PC build for February 2022. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Subscribe to see these builds every single month if you're going to build over the next few months or so, or visit the site here at NewbComputerBuild.com, and we have a whole bunch of other budgets posted here as well as reviews and stuff like that. All right, best of luck building your $1,000 to $1,500 gaming PC build.